Hello friends, welcome to the session. In last session we learned about spread operator, and in this session we will learn about object destructuring, also called props destructuring in React. So for that let's delete all this thing. Now we don't need it. So we don't need any of these. I will make one paragraph where I will write count 0. So now what we are seeing is a counter with count 0, and this count will be changed from our app component. We will send the count from here. Count is equal to, let me send 5 for now, and this 5 will be accessed here from props, which is this dot props dot count, right? So let's see here, and counter we have count 5. So this is a basic stuff, we already learned it. Now let's add a break line, and let's copy this and paste it, and I will write here count 2. So this count 2 also need to be passed from here. Count 2 is equal to, let's make it 10. Now on saving this and this, let's see our result. So our result is we have a counter with one count 5 and another count 10 as expected. So what does the props destructuring or object destructuring do? So this prop is one object, right? So let's see what is the prop by rendering it. So here we can write console.log this.props. So we get an object, right? So it is called object destructuring, also props destructuring, and this object holds count and count to value, as we can see here in console. So what happen is when the component grow really very big and there are so many props coming inside the component and we are using it like that, then this makes us difficult to find what are actually coming from the props and what are actually defined inside the component itself. So in that scenario what we have to do is we have to go back to the parent component and see what are passed as a props there, and this really makes a pretty difficult scenario in working with very large scale application. So for that we have one solution called props destructuring. So what we can do is we can make a constant here holding count and count to, which is in the props. So what does this line does is it basically pick out count and count to from this dot props object and make it two separate constant. So now instead of writing this dot props dot count, we can directly write count, and in place of count 2 we can directly write count 2. So this log, let's delete it and let's see what we get as a result. So in result we are getting the same 5 and 10, and this looks pretty neat, pretty clean, because now we have a proper vision that what things are coming from the props. We have defined it here, and we don't need to search anywhere inside the JSX, or we don't need to see it inside the parent props as well. So this will really get handy and helpful while doing large scale application. So this is what we called object destructuring normally in JavaScript, but in case of React we mostly use it to destructure the props. So you might heard props destructuring as well. So that's all for this session, and in next session we will look into React dev tool and how can it be helpful for us. So thank you for watching.